Hello, NinBuzz, how are you guys doing today? My name is Shadow of Resho Gaming, and I am here today to bring you the new community choice. Last week, we asked you guys what your favorite game was on the 3DS for this year. I honestly did not know what to expect with the results, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into number 5. Coming in at 8% of the votes, we have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Now, I've never played a Monster Hunter game, so don't kill me if I give you wrong information. From what I've gathered, the general gist of a Monster Hunter is you are a new hunter, and you go around the world killing a lot of different monsters, getting better equipment and getting better items and just better stuff overall. And while your character doesn't personally grow and doesn't get better stats, they can get better armor and weapons to help them in battle, so that's an interesting mechanic of the game, but that's really all I know about it. I'm sorry, I've never played one. I need to, because apparently a lot of people like it. That's about all I know about it. You hunt monsters and you get equipment, and you can play with people online, so that's a cool feature. I think it's the first time you can actually play with someone online without having to really go through hoops. So yeah, congrats Monster Hunter. I don't know much about you, but you still did good. So let's go ahead and move on to number 4. Coming in at 14% of the votes, we have Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. In Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, you are a human that got transformed into a Pokemon. And in the beginning of the game, you meet your partner Pokemon, and you both go throughout journeys across the world, going through different dungeons and exploring all over the world. It seems like a really cool idea that you can pick and choose what Pokemon you want to play as, and you can also choose your partner Pokemon that you want to play as. I think it's through like a quiz show type thing, so you have to get the right answers right. But still, the idea that you can pick and choose which Pokemon that you want to get is a really cool idea. It does seem like a really charming and fun experience. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the number 3 spot. Coming in at 17% of the votes, we have the new Zelda game Triforce Heroes. Triforce Heroes is an interesting twist on the Zelda series. Instead of being a single-player experience like most Zelda games are, you can actually have a total of 3 people join you in dungeons and beating up bosses, hence Triforce Heroes, because, 3. Get it? Yeah, jokes, right? It's always cool to see a multiplayer Zelda game. It's cool to try and figure out puzzles with other people besides just yourself. It seems to add more of a challenge to it, because then you actually have to deal with other people, and sometimes other people aren't the best, but it's still fun to deal with them. Plus, after you beat dungeons and do various other things, you can get costumes, so you can dress your Link up in a different costume than anyone else. So there's a lot of cool customization options with this game, plus the fact that the game's super awesome. All the bosses are super cool, the dungeons are amazing, and there's DLC coming for it. So honestly, what more can you ask from this game? It's really awesome. Definitely go pick it up. Alright, let's go ahead and move into the number 2 spot. We have a remake of one of the best games ever, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Kind of ironic since we talked about it last week, but whatever. The main story behind Xenoblade Chronicles 3D is that you are Shulk, the wielder of the Monado, and he goes out on a journey to destroy all the Mechon, because they're just causing a whole lot of issues. But the only reason Shulk is able to do this is because the Monado is able to give him visions of the future, so he can tell his other companions when there is immediate danger ahead of them. It's a really cool mechanic that plays very well into the game, but I talked a lot about this last week, so I'm trying not to talk too much about it again. Other than that though, Xenoblade Chronicles is a huge game. There's so much to this game. There's so much side quests. The story is amazing. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's incredible. Alright, and finally coming at the number 1 spot. Coming in with 27% of the votes, we have Majora's Mask 3D. Now, I honestly wasn't expecting this game to get the top spot over Triforce Heroes, but I definitely see why people like this game. I hadn't played Majora's Mask until this new version came out. It's definitely a lot darker than any other Zelda game that you will ever play. Other than that though, it's a standard Zelda game, but the big twist of this game is one, that you have different masks that can transform and do different things to you. So you can transform into like a Goron or a Zora if you want to, or you can wear a bunny hood, which makes you go faster than you normally do. And also the big draw to it is you only have 3 days to complete the game, but you can go back in time and reset everything if you want to give you a little bit more time and more time to advance the story and more time to figure out what to do to save the world from being destroyed. So in a nutshell, that is what Majora's Mask is in its entirety, but I am super glad this game got number 1. It is one of the ones I probably would have voted for, just not one I would have expected. So congratulations Majora's Mask for getting number 1. So let's just go ahead and jump right into next week's question. This week, of course, I'm going to be asking you guys, similar to this week's question, but what is your favorite Wii U game that came out in 2015? Next week we are closing out the year of 2015, so please let me know what your favorite game was from this year. There's a whole lot of really good games that came out this year for the Wii U. A lot more than the 3DS. I know the 3DS was kind of a dry year, but we had to get through it to get to the big stuff. So go ahead and leave that down in the comments below, and while you're doing that, make sure to subscribe to NinBuzz if you have not already, and also give this video a like and share it with all of your friends and grandmas because they would just love it. All in all though, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have not, go ahead and check out my personal stuff where I do a lot of crazy and stupid stuff most of the time. But until next time guys, make sure to stay beautiful and have an amazing rest of your week.